This episode is brought to you by Google Pixel, the official fan phone of the NBA and WNBA. The new Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro are built different. How? Take the Audio Magic Eraser tool. It helps block out distracting crowd noise so your play-by-play commentary sounds crystal clear. The only phone engineered by Google brings out the audio you care about so your videos sound as crisp as they look. Learn more at googlestore.com/pixelnba. Audio Magic Eraser requires Google Photos app. May not work on all audio elements.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, I wanted to talk on Wrestlemania 38 because, man, that was a pretty darn good WrestleMania. Oh my god, I don't think I've seen a good WrestleMania like that in a while. Like, it's been a while since I've seen a good WrestleMania and stuff, so... yeah, man, WrestleMania 38, that was a very, very, very memorable WrestleMania. I don't think there were, some moments where I'm like, hey, yo, that could have been saved. You know, there is a particular match that I didn't really care too much for. But, other than that, like, nah, this was good. This was a solid WrestleMania, alright? So... yeah, man, I'm telling you, like, for somebody that is not a wrestling fan, like, you definitely missed out on this WrestleMania, but it was pretty good. I liked it. So, anyways, yeah, so let's start off with night one, very first match. I'm on Wikipedia right now going, because I know I'm not going to be able to remember all the matches, like, by, just by heart and stuff. So, yeah, I'm just going to be going down the list of all the matches that, happened on, just down the list. I'm freaking, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I feel like I'm about to mess up, and I'm like, you know what? No, like, if I mess up, oh well. I'm still gonna carry on with this. So let's just get straight into it. First match. The Usos, Jay and Jimmy Uso defeated Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. That was a good match. That was a pretty solid match. I feel like any Uso match... And then, yeah, Rick Boogs, man, his knee injury. Oh, dang, I almost forgot about that. I can see his knee just straight up buckle under pressure. Like, nah, man, that was, he might be really, I don't know. Maybe he might be out, or it was just like, for that moment, like, he just overstrained it or something. I don't know, but... man, I'm telling you, like, that was crazy. I'm like, I hope he's alright. I hope it was just, like, a part of the show. But I was thinking, like, okay, the Usos, are gonna win. And then, yeah, Shinsuke is gonna, like, turn on Rick Boogs or something. And, I'm like, man, it's like, they're such, like, a good tag team, though. So I'm like, I don't know, man. But I don't know how long, and that's the thing where it's like, okay, if they do drift apart, I'm like, they are going to have it where these guys are like, because I just feel like them as a tag team, like, they really have built themselves, like, up. I mean, we already know Shinsuke, he's a good wrestler, so I'm saying, like, I feel like he is definitely deserving of a world title. Well, I mean, now that they got, like, Roman Reigns, like, he's, like, the undisputed champion, yeah, there's some things I want to talk on that, because I'm like, if they don't do that, I'm like, they just failed, with this whole story thing. But anyways, so, but no, like, getting on, the Uso and Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs match, I thought that was a solid match. That was pretty good. I did like it. And then the next match, Drew McIntyre and Happy Corbin with Madcap Moss. Yeah, that was a good match too. I did like that match. I liked when Drew McIntyre, he took out them two ropes with that sword. I'm like, dang, bro, you trying to kill people. I was for certain that he was like gonna use the sword on one of those guys. Like, I was like, okay, they're probably gonna wait until WrestleMania to use it. And it's probably going to be like a hard sword, but it's not going to be like sharp. And it's going to be just like pretty much like metal or something. And I was all like, okay, he's definitely going to like hit them guys in the stomach, but he's going to flatten it out so it doesn't cut them or anything. But he just like flattens it out and then hits them across the stomach. And I'm like, oh, okay, if he does that, I'm like, all right, that's pretty, I guess a good way of showing like, yeah, that sword can do some damage and things. But I don't know. That was like, they didn't do it. He chopped them ropes down. I'm like, okay, so yeah, that sword. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they like loosened up the ropes and they was like, okay, yeah, I think he'll be able to. Well, I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Maybe he really did take out them ropes with that sword. And I was like, that rope is, or that sword does look like it's a heavy sword. So I don't know. But, no, that was a solid match, too. I feel like any, like, Drew McIntyre match, I always still just kind of see him as, like, the champion that he was, like, a few years or a couple of years back. So that's why I was like, I feel like he's just, like, way out of his, like, you know, or, well, not him, but I just feel like that he's just above all of this and things, not way out of his league. But I do feel like that, you know, he's deserving of a championship match. Like, he should be getting a championship match. It's crazy that he hasn't gotten no championship. It seems like in a while. He's just kind of doing all these, like, undercard matches and stuff. But anyways, no, that match was pretty solid, too. I honestly think that Baron Corbin and Madcap Moss, they're gonna definitely have a rivalry. I feel like Corbin is gonna turn on him, and then them guys are just gonna be going at it. And then we'll end up. We already know Corbin got his place in the WWE, but let's see what happens with Madcap Moss, and you know, see where he over. I don't know. Maybe he could get like a Intercontinental Championship or United States Championship like match or something, but. Anyways, yeah, let's see how that goes. And then, but I feel like they're gonna have to change his gimmick. He's gonna have to definitely be something else. I don't know, in my opinion, but anyways, and then the next match, I was definitely surprised in one of the people in the match, but The Miz and Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. That match was good. That was a solid match. And Logan Paul, I highly doubt he will ever hear this. That, bro, you did good, okay? You did good. Like, nah, I was actually surprised. I'm saying, like, I feel like these celebrity, you know, like, celebrities get, because last year was Bad Bunny, he did good. Logan Paul, he did good this year. And I'm like, man, like, I don't know what they got these guys, you know, celebrities going through, because they're probably all like, okay, I feel like back in the day, like, I think, last good celebrity that we had in wrestling was, what's that guy? Maybe there were some other people, I don't know, I can't really remember, but, what's that dude? David Arquette from Scream. And I'm like, that to me was like, I feel like he was like the last good wrestler, because he still was doing like some of the wrestling stuff, so... But anyways, but other than that, yeah, Bad Bunny and Logan Paul, I'm like, them guys can be a whole tag team in WWE if they really wanted to. I'm saying, like, them guys is freaking good at wrestling. And I know, I know they was all like, Bad Bunny, he is a fan of wrestling. Logan Paul, he was wrestling back when he was in high school and stuff, so it all makes sense. Why those guys got into it and why they were so good at it and stuff. That's why I'm like, what it is. You guys need to get people that are into wrestling. They'll get somebody like freaking Drew Carey or something. Well, no, because Drew Carey might be into wrestling. I feel like that was it. Because, no, okay, no disrespect to Drew Carey, but I'm like, he doesn't really come off it. I know he did do some things in wrestling, but he just, like, didn't come off as, like, somebody like Logan Paul or freaking Bad Bunny. Like, he comes off as somebody, it's like another like Paul Heyman, like, you know, he'll throw in a couple of good hits and he's good on the mic, but other than that, it's like he ain't gonna be doing no flips or, you know, the Three Amigos or anything else. So no, that match was pretty good too. I was actually surprised that The Miz had turned on Logan Paul. I missed that part. I think I had looked down on my phone or something, then I looked up and just seen Logan Paul laid out, Miz yelling. I'm like, what just happened? Then when they replayed it, I was all like, oh wow, he turned on him. He straight up, wow. I'm like, bro, what was that all about? You guys was just tag teams. You waited. I'm like, embarrassed this man at WrestleMania. I'm like, no, that is crazy. So I was like, yeah, I'm curious to see how that's gonna fall out. I'm like, who knows? Maybe they might have like another wrestling match in the upcoming days and things, but anyways, no, that was pretty good. I did like that match. That was pretty good. So then the next match, Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. That match was good too. It was funny. There was my friend Kimmy. She was watching that match. And yeah, she was she had like, well, I think because she wanted Becky Lynch to win, but I was like, hey, that match was solid in my opinion. I thought that was a pretty solid match. Also with Bianca Belair winning, I'm like, yeah, she deserves her WrestleMania moment. I mean, I think because no, didn't she? I think she had her WrestleMania moment last year against Sasha Banks. I'm like, nah, she needed this another one, and then also beating Becky Lynch. I was like, yeah, I thought that was pretty solid. I did like that. So hopefully she keeps her title for a long period of time. They don't have it where it's like, oh, tonight she gets a rematch clause and she loses. And I'm like, nah, they better not do no crazy stuff like that. She get her WrestleMania moment and 24 hours later she loses. I swear if they do, I'm like, nah, WWE's tripping. So, but anyways, yeah, that match was pretty good too. That's one thing that I've noticed with WWE is like with couples, they'll show like the wife or husband first, then the very next segment or match, they'll show the wife or husband, whoever it is, because the next match, Seth Rollins. And oh my god, like I honestly did not know how this who was gonna be going like into this match going up against Seth Rollins, because I thought it was gonna be Bray Wyatt. I know he goes by Wyndham Rotunda now, but I thought it was gonna be him. And because when the lights had went out, I was like, oh, he's back. I was like, no, Wyndham is back. We are going to see what this Cult of Wyndham thing is. He's back. Like, no, 100%. Then when it was Cody Rhodes, like, a part of me was like, oh, cool, it's Cody Rhodes. But another part of me was like, I guess, man. Like, it's like, I knew that he was going to come back at some point in time, but I don't know. I was like, but that match was good too. I felt like that was a pretty good match. Cody Rhodes, he definitely did deliver in that match. So I am curious to see how this rivalry goes down with them two, and then see where like Cody Rhodes. I'm like, they better give him, because I know that that's what they're gonna have to do, is give him this like pedestal of making him this top tier wrestler and stuff. So yeah, let's see how that goes down. But I don't know, like him beating Roman Reigns, I don't think he's gonna be able to do that. I think it's going to take, I don't know, it's definitely going to be somebody they eventually, and that's what I'm thinking, like it has to be Bray Wyatt. I'm like, he has to be the one to take him out. I'm like, this just doesn't even make any sense to have it where it's like this man is literally roaming, like, cause no, he posted about like how he was in Texas. I'm like, man, if Bray Wyatt don't show up, I'm like, what is going on? So I thought that's who was gonna show up for the Seth Rollins match, but no, he didn't. I was like, dang, man. I was really gassed up and was hoping that he showed up, but anyways, he didn't. Oh well. Then this next match, I wasn't really too impressed with that match. I'm like, hey, they need to have it where they come out with like a women's Intercontinental Championship or a women's United States championship or something, and have it where Charlotte Flair takes that, because I'm all like, man, Charlotte Flair, I'm like, here's the thing. Charlotte Flair is a good wrestler. Do not get me wrong. She can deliver, but I'm like, it needs to be that, or it needs to be where she's doing some tag team matches or something. Because I'm like, her being champion, it's like, no. Like, this whole, like, oh, I'm above and beyond everybody. I'm better than everybody in the world. Nobody can stop me. I'm this powerful force. I'm like, bro, put Bray Wyatt in a wig or something and have it where she loses to him. I'm saying, but, like, this whole thing, how they got her like going on and stuff, I'm like, I'm not feeling it. It's just, I just feel like that it can be better, what they got going on with Charlotte Flair. I'm like, overall, like wrestling, yeah, but like, it's just, the segments and the gimmick and all that stuff, I'm not really feeling it. So I'm like, I know that might be disrespectful to Charlotte Flair, but I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. Sorry. So that match, it wasn't a favorable match. I'm like, I just, just wasn't the type of match I was looking for. And then, then this next match, this was the first time ever I seen, this wrestler, in the ring and stuff in wrestling. I think I've seen him like with like, like replays or YouTube or DVDs and stuff, but I never did get a chance to actually see him wrestle live. And that was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. I was like, man, what a time. I was like, what a time to see this man wrestle. But I was like, man, like it like seeing him wrestle though, And then like the extent of the match, it was like kind of like feeling like, okay, it's the 90s, like, you know, and you just watching like, and even WWE, you're watching WWF, and you're just seeing like how it was back then. Like, you got a taste of that old era. And so I did like that. I thought that was pretty solid. I thought that was cool. And man, Kevin Owens, I'm like, that's somebody where I'm like, hey yo, WWE, if you don't like, he's another wrestler where it's like, if you guys don't show that man the love and respect that he deserves, I'm like, something's going on at WWE. But anyways, yeah, I was all like, fam, like, nah, something, you know, that I was just like, they just better give that man his love and support, because if not, I'm like, nah, that's messed up. But that match was good. I did like that match. I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, shout out to all the guys that was all the people that was a part of WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania and stuff. And yeah, now let's get into night 2. Let's talk on that. So first match, RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. That was a good match. I did like that match. I'm like, tag team matches, I just feel like are always good. Like, I feel like that's like the thing now, are tag team matches. And I'm like, that's what I was saying, like with Charlotte Flair. I'm like, fam, y'all need to put her like in a tag team. I feel like, you know, get her a good partner. And I'm all like, yeah, I'm saying like I feel like she would kill the tag team scene, but I'm just like, as a solo champion, I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. But anyways, all right, enough with that. But no, that was a pretty good match. I did like that match. I'm glad, you know, Randy Orton and Riddle, they both had like their moment at WrestleMania and stuff. But I feel like all those guys had their moments like that. It just wasn't. I feel like that was a match where it was like nobody didn't really lose. And I'm all like, that was pretty solid. I like that match. That was good. I have to say, that's definitely one of the like best tag team matches that I've seen in recent times and stuff. So but then Gable Steveson, him getting his moment and stuff in wrestling, I'm like, that. Now, did I say that on Twitter? I might have said that on Twitter, but I'm all like, I can't wait for that rivalry between Gable Steveson and Gable, Chad Gable. I know people are like, oh, he gonna be getting called, Shorty G again. I'm like, no, we throwing that out the window and stuff. But no, I definitely want to see those guys have a rivalry. I think that's gonna be a pretty solid rivalry. And because I think Gable Steveson, he has a brother, I think, that's a wrestler too. Let me check real quick. Gable Steveson. Okay, let's see here. Dang, where's all right? Hold on, professional. Okay, let's just professional. See, wrestling career. Kid, sign, name, MMA, Olympic, sign, Kurt Angle. Okay. First, okay, so they I think he does have a brother though. Let me Google. I just went on Wikipedia or something, but brother Bobby Steveson wrestling. Okay, I'm like, yeah, but Bobby Steveson gets a new WWE in-ring name. I'm saying, like, they need to hire his brother, and then him and his brother. Ooh, bro, I'm telling you, them two, and they're both, like, wrestlers, and then, yeah, I'm saying, like, that, I feel like, now, that's a tag team. That is a tag team where I'm like, hey, yo, them guys need to be going up against, like, the Usos, RK Bros, somebody. I feel like that would be a pretty solid tag team, so they need to work on that. I'm waiting for that. That needs to happen, all right, soon, okay? Not... we'll think of it. No, that tag team, I'm saying they'll have it where maybe some brothers, because I'm like, look at the Hardy bros, look at, or boys, whatever, the Hardys, all right, but look at them, look at the Usos, every time, and then the Steiner brothers and stuff, every time when they have a brother tag team, it always does good. Now, why did we not get that with Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt? Because they're actual brothers, and I'm like, fam, if those guys would have had a moment, oh my god, bro, I'm saying, like, that would have been a pretty good tag team. I'm like, I don't know why WWE, it's like, that's literally what's blowing up today. You get time for, like, family to bond, and I feel like they're bonding with everybody. I'm saying, it's like stuff like that, I just don't get it. But anyways, but no, I really do hope that happens and stuff. So anyways, yeah, WWE, make it happen, please, thank you. But and then the next match, I felt like that was a pretty good match too. It was short, but no, it was a pretty good match. Bobby Lashley and Omos, like, no, that match was good. I was like, I wasn't expecting Omos. Well, I kind of had a feeling he was gonna lose. Like, it wasn't surprising, but at the same time, I was like, oh wow, like, dang, that's crazy, he lost, and then just moved on with it. But no, that was a pretty good match, and it was good. But oh my god, like, it just flashbacks. The hit that Bobby Lashley took to the back of the head, I'm like, bro, hold on for a second. Let me just look up his name real quick and see if he's all right. Bobby defeats all right, so they hadn't said anything about any injuries and stuff, but man, Bobby Lashley, I'm telling you, for those that did not see that match and you're just, wondering, like, so Omos had lifted him up and ran him to the turnbuckles. Bobby Lashley, like, when he came back after he was like had hit the turnbuckles, he came back and had hit the back of his head, and it's like, bro, oh my, I know that had to send a shockwave. I'm like, that stuff like that, I'm like, nah, man, that's crazy. I'm like, that looked like that was painful, and I'm like, I'm hoping he's all right and stuff. If he ain't here for a while, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, we clearly know why and stuff. But anyways, and then the next match, Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. That match was good too. That match was pretty good. I like how, like, the cast of that, I ain't gonna say it because there's kids, listening and stuff. But I like how, Johnny Knoxville's friends, they came out and was like just pretty much jumping Sami Zayn. Like, that's another wrestler where I'm all like, I'm glad, because it's funny how, like, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was like, like, they used to be a tag team, but I feel like they had, like, the memorable WrestleMania moments. Like, I feel like everybody else, like, okay, it's just, like, it's their matches and all that stuff. I feel like, no, between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they definitely, I feel like, might have not been show stealers, but they were definitely, like, their matches was good. There was probably the best out of all the matches and stuff, but no, those matches, that match was pretty good. Yeah, Johnny Knoxville, I'm like, all that stuff that they had going on, the mousetrap table, the freaking kicking thing, the giant hand, I'm all like, bruh, that was good. Shout out to Johnny Knoxville for that one. I did. Wee Man, body slamming Sami Zayn. I'm saying that match was good, okay? So, yeah, that was a good one. But anyways, then the next match, Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Queen Zelina Vega and Carmella, and then Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. And dang, it was why is so many people? And I'm like, dang, bro. And then Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Okay, you know what? Tomato. But anyways, that was a good match too. I did like that match. I am happy that Sasha Banks and Naomi, they won. And let's see how it goes with them. I'm like, but no, that's one thing that I was thinking, like, halfway through that match. And it was like, because it was like at a moment in time where they were just the only two in the ring. And I was like, no, those guys, I definitely feel like if both of them was headlining WrestleMania, I feel like it would be a pretty solid match. But Sasha Banks and Liv Morgan. Now, I just want to talk on Liv Morgan real quick, because I'm like, that I feel like was just like not the choice of, like, thing. I mean, she didn't use it, but I just felt like that was like, I know what she was trying to do, but I'm like, you got people like me that just takes nothing seriously, and I look at a lot of stuff, and I find the funny and the comedy in it. So, Liv Morgan, when she was walking down, so when she came out, she's like, alright, so Sasha Banks and Naomi, they came out first. And then Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, they came out afterwards. But the outfit that Liv Morgan had, it wasn't even not so much the outfit, but it was the accessory that came with the outfit. She had a whip, and I'm like, that's not something that you're, like, walking towards black people with. I'm sorry, but it's like, fam, like, but no, like, jokes aside though, like, because no, Sasha Banks, I think, was saying how she liked the outfit and stuff, and so it's like, okay, but I'm like, I just was like, I don't feel like walking towards black women with a whip is like a good look and stuff. I'm like that. I don't know, but because I was like, and then when they had showed their faces, I'm like, maybe the cameraman got onto it, because it was like, but they didn't even like have much of a reaction to it. So I was like, all right, everybody chilling and stuff. But I'm like, if years down the road they come out and say like, yeah, we was not feeling that, I'm like, okay, so I wasn't wrong. But anyways, yeah, I was like, dang, man. But no, that other than that though, like that match, that was a pretty solid match. I did like that match. And then, Edge and versus AJ Styles. That match was pretty good too. And then like the whole like tag team faction that might come out of that whole match. And I'm like, nah, them guys, I feel like that's a pretty solid tag team. I feel like that's a tag team where I'm like, hey, I like that. So I'm like, nah, that was good. But Damian Priest, he got involved, messed up AJ Styles, and then yeah, caused Edge to win. Then it's like seeing them two side by side, Edge and Damian Priest, I'm like, oh nah, them guys are gonna be a dominant tag team. I'm like, I don't know what they gonna call themselves, but I'm like, hey, I like that tag team. I'm like, nah, that's a good one. So anyways, it's like that darkness that they add and stuff. I'm like, nah, man, I'm like, that's a solid tag team. It's like something that you never really thought of, when you're overall like seeing those guys. It's like, yo, okay, it's whatever and things. Because I'm trying to think. I think Damian Priest, I think he did have a moment with Edge and stuff, and I'm like, I think they did. If I can remember correctly, I think they did have like a moment either last WrestleMania or at some point in time, and then it's like they just good friends or something. I don't know, but I'm like, nah, that was good. I did like that. So, anyways, and then the next match, that match was only 1 minute and 40 seconds. No, that match wasn't that short. That seemed like that it went on longer than that. That's crazy. If that match was that short, I'm like, bro, what was the reason of even having the match? I'm like, nah, man. Unless an injury had happened and they were just adding more time, I'm like, nah, that match, nah, man. That is just not. But anyway, Sheamus and Ridge Holland with Butch, whatever, versus New Day. That match was only 1 minute and 40 seconds. That was short then, dang. But I did like how Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, they had like Big E inspired outfits, because for those that don't know, Big E, he is out on injury right now. And I was all like, I made a tweet talking about that. I was all like, hey, yo, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, they look like Big E's little brothers that, like, they look up to him. And we're all like, hey, we just trying to be like our big bro E, all right? We just trying to be like him and stuff. We got the outfits and all. But it's like, because if you know wrestling, if you know who Big E is, you can tell by the name, he ain't no small man. And I'm like, they should have called, no, that's what they should have called themselves for that match too, is Big X and Big K and things, because I'm like, man, they had the outfits down, but I'm like, the size though, I'm like, you got like, I don't know. I thought it was cool though. I thought it was a pretty creative outfit and things, but... And then the next match, I was all like, hey, yo, like, he did pretty good. But Pat McAfee or McAfee, hey, man, I just, because I'm like, it sounds like they're saying McAfee, but I'm like, it ain't spelled like, I don't know, man. Anyways, but... versus Austin Theory, that match was good. And I was actually happy for Pat for winning the match too. I was like, I thought that was good, but then right afterwards, he ends up getting into it with Mr. McMahon. And then Mr. McMahon, he was just like, okay, well, he was like, I own all this. So he's looking at that referee. He was like, look, anything goes for me. And he's like, and if I lose this match, you fired. And I'm like, dang. I'm like, bro, it's like, what kind of mess? But yeah, seeing Mr. McMahon get it back into, oh my man, I'm telling you. So for those that didn't get a chance to see it, I would recommend watching it on your own. But so Mr. McMahon, obviously he goes, ends up fighting Pat. Pat loses. Mr. McMahon's all around the ring celebrating and stuff. Stone Cold comes out. We already know what that's gonna be like and things. So, anyways, Stone Cold comes out. He gets into it with Austin Theory. fights, ends up like, Stone Cold stunnering him. Austin Theory flies in the air. Like, I'm telling you, everybody sold their stunners except Mr. McMahon. Oh my God. His stunner, his reaction to being stunnered. Oh my, bro. Cause I'm like, okay, yeah, it's like he ain't gonna have like no Stone Cold Stunner like how it was like back in like the early 2000s or in the 90s and stuff when these guys is in their prime and things. But so anyways, so he hands Mr. McMahon a beer, of course. They're drinking it. Kicks Mr. McMahon, set him up for the stunner. Mr. McMahon falls, like, he's going all the way back and stuff, hits the ropes. And then when he did, when Steve Austin, when he did the stunner, Mr. McMahon's body just, like, folded and flopped. It was like somebody had took the batteries out of him and he just flopped. And I'm like, bro, what was that? It was funny because Mick Foley, he was, I think it was his daughter or somebody recorded his reaction. And bro, he looked like he was in tears. And I was like, even when I was watching it, I'm like, nah, I don't know about that one. And then I feel like to redeem themselves, Pat, he got back in the ring and was getting ready to have a beer with Stone Cold. And Stone Cold, of course, yes, hit him with a stunner. And Pat, he didn't even like jump in the air. He just spit his beer out, fell backwards. And I'm like, hey, yo, I swear, man, I'm like, that, nah. I wish like I had took wrestling serious. I'm like, nah, man, can I get hit at least with one stunner in my life? Just one stunner so I could just have that over the top reaction and just go on with it and stuff. But, and then it was funny, Pat, he's all laid out and things, but managed to grab himself a beer and start drinking it. And I'm like, hey, yo, that's why I love wrestling, because of that stuff right there, man. I swear. But anyways, no, that was good. And then the main event of the night. Now, I was thinking something was going to happen because it did kind of end early, but nothing didn't happen. But Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Man. Like, and I'm hoping, like, okay, tonight with Monday Night Raw or maybe with Friday, like, they will announce something or something may happen. I don't know. But if not, I'm like, fam, okay, so, like, at the end of the day, Brock Lesnar lost. Okay, he's going to be out for a while. Maybe not. Maybe he might come back and try to redeem himself. But if they have it where, like, because who else? I'm like, nah, Cody Rhodes is just like, it's just still too early. Maybe give it some time. Wait, but I'm like, yeah, give it some time. Maybe wait a few pay-per-views, maybe SummerSlam or something. I'm like, okay, let him have his SummerSlam moment or, whatever, okay? Bring freaking No Mercy back or freaking something. But I'm all like, it's No Mercy? I don't even know. But anyways, I'm like, wait till maybe he get one of them, like, mid-pay-per-views and then build his way up and maybe have it where he's, like, Intercontinental Champion or United States Champion for WrestleMania. But I'm like, no, the WWE Championship, I'm like, just wait on it. Okay, give it some time. Maybe let him have more of a build-up. But I'm saying, like, okay, so obviously, yeah, we all know Roman Reigns won that match. And I'm thinking, like, bro, if Bray Wyatt, because I was thinking, because it was like maybe 10 minutes before they had ended or before it was like 9 o'clock, because I live on the West Coast, so it was going off at 9. And I think that's how it is for maybe everybody else. I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, most likely Bray Wyatt. I was like, bro, Bray Wyatt is going to come out and he's going to attack them. I'm like, that's what's going to happen. And then Roman Reigns is walking up the ramp. Nothing happens. And I'm like, fam, what? I'm like, why? It just ends like that? No big reveal, no surprise. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, SmackDown or Monday Night Raw, something has to happen. Because if not, I'm like, bruh, why? I'm like, just why? I'm like, what kind of week of wrestling is this? I'm like, nah, man, you guys need to do something, all right? Because I'm saying how that ended, I'm like, okay, now you got, because who else is going to be able to stop him and things? I'm like, nah, they need to do something. But anyways, WrestleMania though was pretty solid. I did like it. Dang, I wish I would have continued on talking for like 38 minutes, so it could have been like WrestleMania 38 and 38 minutes. But dang, man, all right, well, because I can't find nothing else to talk about for the next 5 minutes. So, but no, it was pretty solid. I did like it. I thought that was a pretty good WrestleMania. So if you guys hadn't had a chance to, definitely watch it. And because it was good. I did like it. So anyways, excuse me. And that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Excuse me again. Thank you guys for watching or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Viewing this on podcast streaming service, make sure you follow, subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss and it will knock $20 off your first purchase. And yeah, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.